Hi everybody, I'm Harry.
I'm Kayla.
And we're here on Koh Phi Phi in the Andaman Sea in Thailand, and we're going to give our new Superpower Yoga workout a try here. The idea behind this is to get you into the mindset of a yoga practice, and then where you might have a peak pose in your regular yoga practice, we're going to take it past that to aerobic workout exertion level, and then cool all the way down with the yoga cool down. So we want to have the mindset of a yoga practice and the aerobic output of a HIIT class. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to give this a shot. So let's just start in a nice comfortable seated position, straight back. One of the things about this class is that since you have to push yourself in the aerobic portion, it's really important to remember that, as in any yoga class, whatever you can do today is enough. If you can't hold the plank, if you can't do that last burpee, that's okay. But the other idea behind it is to maybe push yourself and see if maybe you can surprise yourself, go a little bit further than you thought you could today. But always be aware of what your body is trying to communicate to you. So let's just begin by taking a couple of breaths. I'm going to instruct pranayama called the Ujjayi breath. If you're familiar with yoga practice, it's pretty common pranayama, but the idea behind it is to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose throughout your yoga practice. So when we get to the aerobic portion of this, you'll obviously let that go, but it'll also help you calm down during the cooling off portion of the workout. So in order to find your Ujjayi breath, you can take a deep breath in and exhale with a wide open mouth. Listening for that sound, like an ocean sound coming from the back of your throat. So this time we'll seal the mouth halfway through that exhale. So inhale deeply. Allowing that deep breath at the back of the throat to continue out through the nose. And we'll try to keep that going throughout the yoga practice. So continuing your Ujjayi breath as we settle here and center. And as you inhale, bring your hands over your head to reach and press into prayer. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, inhale, arms wide. And exhale through heart center. Inhale the arms overhead. This time exhale your right hand down, left hand all the way over, stretching the left side of the body. Inhale back to center, have your hands meet above. Exhale the left hand down, stretching the right side. A couple more rounds like this. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale, stretch. Inhale the hands to meet, and exhale, stretch to the left. Inhale back to center, and exhale the hands down. Let's inhale the hands back up. Wash the sand off your hands if you're on a beach like us. Interlace your fingers and flip the palms up, and now bend to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale right. Center. And to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale the hands down. Now let's make our way into a tabletop position. Doing some cat and cow. Inhale to extend the back. Exhale to flex the back, push the ground away. Inhale to extend. And exhale to bend. Just find a few more rounds of this motion. You can be a little bit more organic, maybe stretching one side or the other. Doing some circles. Finding what your body needs today. And return to a neutral spine. Let's extend the right leg back, keeping the toes planted, and push back, stretching the calf. And just start to move around, stretching the leg. Now we'll place the instep and the outside of the foot on the ground, kicking out the left leg, coming into an assisted side plank. As you exhale, stretch the right hand long, feeling a nice side stretch, and place the hand back down, returning to your tabletop position. Let's move to the other side, stretching the left leg long, pressing back and feeling the stretch in the calf, and just moving around a little bit. You'll feel your core start to warm up. Start to engage the front of your hip as well. And hopefully these yoga warm-ups will serve us in the HIIT portion of the workout. Okay, and turn that left foot to press against the ground, both inside and out, kicking your right leg out, and a modified side plank on the right. And exhale, stretch the left arm long forward and down, returning to your tabletop. Now let's pick up the right leg and start to make some circles. Nice. Opening the hip. You can experiment with this motion as well. And maybe reverse. Finally, bringing your knee to your nose, placing the foot between the hands, and rising up into a crescent lunge. Feel the front of the left hip opening a bit, easing into the back bend without going too far in this warm-up. And exhale to bring the left hand down, coming into a twisted lunge. Exhale, stretch that right arm long and come around, placing the right knee back into tabletop. And we'll do the same on the other side, picking up that left knee, making some circles. Bringing your knee to your nose, placing the foot between the hands and rising up into crescent lunge on the other side. And exhale the right hand down, twisted lunge to the left. On your exhale, extend the left hand forward, place the palm down, and bring your left knee back into tabletop. From here, we'll press up into our first downward dog, taking some time to come into this position. You can bend one knee and the other, bend the knees, and then push up, just settling into the pose. On an inhale, roll forward to plank. Hold here for one breath, firing up the core. And exhale to lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale to cobra, gently. Exhale to child's pose. When you're ready, pressing back up into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, roll forward to plank, holding here, firing up the core. And lower all the way down. This time coming up a little bit higher in your cobra. Pulling the back muscles long without forcing yourself too high. Exhale back into child's pose. Again, when you're ready, work your way back into your downward facing dog. And then slowly walk your way forward to hang at the top of the mat, maybe grabbing both elbows, keeping your knees soft, swaying back and forth. Placing your hands on the ground, on your shins for a half lift with a flat back, and exhale to fold deeply. As we inhale, roll up slowly, slowly with your knees bent, stacking the vertebrae one on top of another. Head comes last. You can shrug your shoulders up and roll them all the way down the back for a really nice, tall, supported Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, we'll do a couple of sun salutations. So inhale the arms overhead, gazing up at the palms. Exhale to fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float back and lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Checking in with your Ujjayi breath. at the bottom of your exhale, walk your way or hop to the front of the mat, halfway lift and fold. Inhale to come up with a flat back, arms overhead, and exhale, Tadasana. One more time through that flow, arms overhead on an inhale, gazing at the thumbs, exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step or float back, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Okay, inhale the right leg high and bend the knee, open the hip, making a little circle there. Square the hips back off. Exhale the right foot outside the right hand, and we'll come into lizard pose. So bring the left knee down, flatten the top of your foot onto the ground, and you can come down onto your forearms. If you're not super experienced in lizard pose, this is a good place to use some props, or you can stop wherever's comfortable. Here, you can work your way down, or you can come all the way to flat hands on the ground. You should feel an opening in the front of your left hip and in the right hip as well. Hold this pose for a couple more breaths. From here, press into the forearms. Plant your toes, lift your knee, press your weight into your forearms as you step back. Forearm plank. Now place the palms flat on the ground and walk your feet forward into a pike. This is your dolphin pose, very similar to a downward facing dog, but with the forearms planted. Make sure your hips are pointing up and your back stays long. Now press into the palms, come up, downward dog. And slowly walk your way to the front of the mat, coming into a Yogi Squat at the top of the mat. Sorry, we're brushing off some sand. You can plant your feet flat on the ground if your feet don't come to the ground. Again, it's a good place for modifications. We don't carry our yoga blocks, unfortunately, while we're backpacking, but you can place a block underneath your heels or a blanket folded. Press into the feet and come into a forward fold. And rise up to stand with a flat back, arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. We'll work our way back down to do the other side. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Step or float back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and make some circles with your knee. Going both ways if you can. Square off your hips again. And exhale the left hand outside. Left foot outside of the left hand, excuse me. Back knee comes down, top of foot on the ground, and come onto your forearms into your lizard pose. Place those hands flat on the ground if they aren't already. Come up onto that back toe, lifting the back knee, and come back into your forearm plank. Holding here, one breath in and out. Now slowly walk your feet forward into that dolphin pose, hips coming up into a pike. And from here, push into the palms, downward facing dog. Slowly walk forward, coming into your Yogi Squat at the top of the mat. Get that sand off. Making sure the head is loose and gently floating. Press into the feet and fold forward. This time, halfway lift. Take your first two fingers and your thumbs, grab those toes in a Yogi Toe Lock, and fold deeply forward. This one, something that you definitely build on. Careful not to lock the legs, and make sure the elbows are pushing outwards as you pull yourself down into a deep forward fold. As far as you can, as far as your body is prepared to go today. Remembering that where you are, just let that be where you are today, and that's all right. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, we'll come into Padahastasana, lifting the feet, stepping all the way up onto your wrists if you can make it. Keep those knees bent as far as comfortable, and fold forward, bending the elbows outwards again. And release the hands, keep the knees bent, and slowly roll up to stand again, stacking each vertebrae on top of another. And take it from here.
All right, we're nice and warmed up from our yoga section, so we're gonna move on to the HIIT workout. We'll be doing 20 minutes of HIIT, 10 exercises twice, on a 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest timer. Just gotta get my timer out. And I'm not gonna go through all the exercises and explain them. You'll just have to follow along. They're all pretty easy to follow along with. So in 10 seconds, we're gonna start. Gonna get everybody's heart rate up a bit. Okay. We're starting with jugglers. So do 2 high knees, 2 heel taps. Okay, about halfway through, I'm gonna switch sides. Okay. Second exercise, we're doing glute raises from plank position. So get into plank. And then you're gonna lift your right leg, 45-degree angle, and just raise, tap to the floor. Keep your glutes tight on this. And have a strong plank.
This one's really hard. If you need to just hold your plank,
it's deceiving.
That's okay. If you need to take a break, I usually do.
Second round through, for sure. All right. Okay, now we're doing a squat sequence with lunge backs. So do a squat jump, lunge back, switch. And you're gonna wanna alternate your lunges. So it's an even exercise. Squat jump, lunge back, switch. 15 more seconds. Okay. Next, we're going to do glute raises on the other side. So get back into plank position. Left leg this time. Remember to keep your glutes tight. It's going to help.
If you can, don't put the weight back down.
Just lightly tap your
But
toe.
I can't.
Five more seconds. You got this. Okay, good job. All right, now we're doing star burpees. It's gonna be like regular burpees, except you're gonna have a wide push-up, wide-legged foot push-up, and then you're gonna do a star jump. Fifteen more seconds. Give me a couple more. One more. Okay, good job. All right. Okay. Side plank, knee tucks. So you're gonna start by supporting yourself on your right side plank, and then you're doing side squats. Side crunches.
Again, this one
might be the toughest one.
especially if you're starting out. You can always modify by
Dropping
going onto
down
your
to your forearm.
or just holding your side plank.
Side plank is tough enough. But guess what? We got 10 more seconds. Almost there. You know, when there's one side, there's always the other. Alright. But first, we're gonna do push-up, pike push-up, alternating. So we're gonna do a regular push-up, walk into pike, do another push-up. Push-up. Pike push-up.
今天天气不是很好，
觉得下山了，好不好？
3 seconds. All right. Now we're doing side plank knee tucks on the left side. So support yourself on the left. Get into position. Start tucking.
Whew.
15 more seconds.
That is hard enough just to balance.
Four. One more. Oh, next. Whew. Okay, we're doing 180-degree squat jumps, or surfers, is what I like to call them. You're just jumping 180 degrees each time. I just like to stay even, so I do a full rotate. If you get dizzy doing the rotate.
Oh, we may have done this whole workout yesterday to practice,
10 more
so
seconds.
my legs hurt.
Whew. One more in the first round. 10 mountain climbers, 1 frog jump. 1, 2. job. So that's just 1 through. Now we're doing that 1 more time, that whole thing. So take a second for water, pause the video for about a minute or 2, and we'll move on from the top. Whew. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. And 10. We're starting with jugglers again.
Oh.
Hey, kitty.
It's one of our PP Island friends.
All right. High knees, juggler. If you notice we're out of sync, it's because we are. Explain what you do.
I'm doing 2 high knees and 3 jugglers.
And I'm doing 2 and 2 and switching halfway in between, just so that I can have a balance between both sides. I'm not as coordinated as Harry. Whew, okay. That one gets her right up. What's next? Glute raises from plank position. Okay, so get into plank. Raising your right leg, 45-degree angle. Whew. Make sure your form is good. Strong plank, 45-degree angle raise. Tight glutes. Barely tap the ground.
I'm happy if I get maybe 10 of these in a set.
Don't even think about reps, it's just time. Get as many as you can. Soon. What? All right. What's next? Okay, we got the glute lunge sequence. I'm sorry, squat lunge. So, regular squat, squat jump, lunge back, switch, squat jump, lunge back, switch. See how sweaty we're getting? Has nothing to do with the humidity. 15 more seconds. All right. Now we're back to glute raises from plank on the other side. So get ready to get into plank. Plank it up. Raise that left leg, 45-degree angle. Fifteen seconds left. Guess what's next? All right. Good job. Star burpees are next. Wipe the sweat off. Get ready to get into push-up. So remember to It's a wide-legged push-up. Oop. More seconds. Whew. Next is going to be, I think it's side plank. Yep. Start on your right side supporting you, and your side. This time I might drop down. Give it the best you can. Ooh. Okay. Honestly, don't know if that's easier. Whew. Push up, pike push up, alternation. All right. Let's give me a regular push up. Walking the pike push up. All right, other side of the worst one. Dripping, it's crazy. Left side support. Started up, so I'm gonna start up this side. Hey, kitty. Did I say pike push-up? I meant to say side plank knee tuck. That's how tired I am. Hi, Katie. It's distraction. We got about 5 more seconds. Give me one more. Oh. Okay. 180-degree squat jumps or surfers.
Oops. Don't step on the cake. Relax.
This starts burning real bad. Ooh. Give me one more. Full circle. Last one. 10 mountain climbers, 1 frog jump. Whew. concludes the HIIT section. Take time to slow your breath down all the way to an Ujjayi breath. So you might need to pause, take some water, really slow down and catch your breath. Let your heart rate drop. Whew. Water. Tide's coming back.
Take as much time as you need. Maybe pause the video and slowly begin to lengthen the breath. Get your breath under control and rest in child's pose until you can get that slow in and out through the nose. Ujjayi breath. Oh, we did a lot of arm work, so let's take the right arm and thread it through the left side and just rest in child's pose, maybe gazing to the left. Oh, and feel a nice stretch in the outside of your right shoulder. And just slide the arm back to center and reverse, taking the left arm, sliding it underneath and resting in child's pose, maybe gazing to the right. Not putting too much weight on the shoulder, just enjoying the stretch of the outside of the shoulder joint. Unthread it. Now take your hands and walk them to the right, feeling a long stretch of the side body on the left. Walk them back to center and over to the left. And back to center. Now when you're ready, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Lift the right leg high and open that leg, making some circles. And flip your dog if you like, pressing up through the hips. And flip it back. Bringing the knee forward and opening it for Pigeon Pose. The shin about parallel with the front of your mat. And again, since we don't really travel with props, if you're getting into this pose for the first time, it's a good idea to put a blanket or a block under your right hip, maybe a blanket under your left hip, and take your time working into this pose. Because we tend to hold pigeon for a little while. Walk the hands back, pressing into the palms, ground your toes, and come into three-legged dog, releasing the foot down, downward facing dog. And do the other side, lift the left leg high, bending the knee, opening the hip, flipping your dog if you did so on the other side.
Is that a noodle?
And flipping back. Right knee to nose, and bringing it parallel to the top of your mat, pigeon on the left side. Slowly walking the hands back, press into the palms, and come back into your downward facing dog. You can walk the feet forward or hop through to extend the legs forward. Wiping off some sand if you're on the beach like us. I will take the right leg, placing the foot flat on the ground outside of the left knee. You can leave your left leg extended or fold it back. Place your right hand behind you, lift the left arm high, seated spinal twist. Inhaling to lengthen the spine, exhaling to feel the deepness of the twist. Inhale back to center and exhale counter twist. And come back to center, extending the legs long, ignoring the mischievous creatures around you. We'll raise the arms high and fold forward, seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Make sure to keep your back and your spine long, folding forward. And then when you feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs, you can begin to release the head. Maybe your hands come to your knees or your shins, maybe to your toes, the outside of your feet, or you can grab your whole feet. Whatever is comfortable for you. Making sure not to hyperextend the backs of the legs, keeping a gentle bend, and feeling the sweetness of this forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll up. And we'll take our spinal twist on the other side, placing the left foot outside of the right knee. If you left your leg extended, leave it extended. If you folded it in, fold it in on this side. Left hand comes behind. Raise the right arm. Seated spinal twist to the left. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to twist. Inhale back to center. And exhale, counter twist. And inhale to release the legs. I'm scooting up a little closer because we're going to do some stuff laying down. You can slowly recline yourself all the way. Nice reclining position. Here we'll come into bridge pose, placing the feet flat on the ground. Excuse the boat noises. Slowly begin to lift the hips, clasp the hands underneath your seat, and push upwards with the hips, keeping the legs pointing forward, driving the hips up towards the sky, feeling that nice back bend. Slowly release. This is another one. You can place a block under your hips and do a supported back bend if you prefer. Totally what feels right to you. If you went up into a bridge, let's prepare for one more round. Lifting the hips, clasping the hands, and driving the hips upward. Making sure not to open your feet or your knees, but to keep them pointing forward as you push up. Exhale, slowly release. We'll do a nice gentle reclined spinal twist. You can lift your hips, move them slightly to the right, and allow your knees to fall to the right. Put your hand, hips to the left, knees to the right, that's right. Your arms can be in a T or a cactus, and maybe gaze over the left shoulder. Come back to center. And just lift the hips up and just bring them slightly to the right. Knees will fall to the left. The twist to the other side. Maybe gazing over the right shoulder or straight up. Neutral spine. If you're at home, this is a good time to go close to the wall or definitely bring out your block. We're going to do just a little supported inversion. I'm going to turn around so we don't just show you our butts. But since we don't have any props, you can do it this way too. Like I said, you can put your seat right up against the wall and put your legs up the wall. You can put a block under your hips to make it easier, or just raise your legs up, gently bend your knees so there's not too much effort to keep them raised. And this is just a nice gentle inversion. Just feels nice after all of that high energy aerobic exertion. You can just gather your legs in, Give yourself a nice hug, maybe roll back and forth, massaging the long muscles on the sides of your spine. Just rolling out whatever feels good, back and forth a little bit. Squeeze tight, 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 and release. Shavasana.
Если ракет мало, да, там одну-две ракеты поймать мы можем по своей границе. Если их много, то ты их не поймаешь.
Slowly begin to move your fingers and toes, waking up the body. Reach your arms overhead for a big stretch. And roll over to one side. Taking your time, slowly make your way up to sit in a comfortable position. Coming back to that place where we started this practice today, consider maybe you surprised yourself and pushed yourself a little further than you thought you could go. Maybe you just did what you thought you could do, but you made it through. You took the time to sit and join us, and we thank you for being with us today and for joining us on this journey. Thank you for your time and your practice. Namaste.
Namaste.